Alright, today on Gaming with Rin, it is demo weekend. I decided to play a Star Trek Resurgence demo. This one is kind of like The Expanse, kind of like Telltale games. It's made by former people from Telltale games. Except it's set in the Star Trek universe. Now, I don't know if you were a 90s child like me. I was actually born before the 90s, but I grew up in the 90s and we used to watch Star Trek all the time, so this might be nostalgic, or I might find it like, hey, that's not what it was like. I'm curious to find out. It's on sale due to the summer sale on Steam, so I'm like, it's worth giving it a shot to see if people would like to play it or buy it. Well, it's a decent price. So, hey, let's take a look. Oh, do it. This is a dramatic lab's adventure. The relationships and events you're about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship. We don't know the name of the starship yet.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Oops. Mayday, mayday! We hit an electrical storm. Oh shit. Okay, well, I don't have my controller on, guys. I was expecting keyboard controls. First failure.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles are the worst. But
Stick around in Starfleet and you'll be sure to see worse than this. I have.
And you're here to talk about it.
In the flesh.
That's good. Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
So are we doing like the Star Trek Online colors,
Won't
and
be easy
I'm
for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this.
a soldier bridge crew?
She's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy.
Like the colors, I don't know.
So this ship needs right now.
Whoops. I don't want to... The benefit to playing these games, I don't have to talk so much because they have voice acting. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the colors of the uniforms tell you what type of skill set the crew usually has in the world of Star Trek. And it's changed over the years, but I think if you play the online games, or if you see some of the modern stuff, you'll see blue outfits is medical, is basically science officers or medical crew. Yellow is engineering, and red is usually bridge crew or soldiers. So not everyone who's unfamiliar with the series would have known that. But those of us who looks at the people coming off the ship, you can immediately tell what type of
A starbase on the very
crewmate they
edge
are.
of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Okay, can I get my subtitles on? Yes. Let's put the subtitles back on. Get some nice view there of the plasma storm or whatever out there. Oh, look, it's lightning. Alright. So we got our standard, you know, spaceship walls. This must be a check-in. We're at customs, yo.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the academy.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough.
Grandstanding a
But,
bit.
I set my mind to it, and it paid off.
Coffee guy. Where's the engineering crew?
Please place your hand here.
Or is he... Sometimes they're
There for a
also
few
the
seconds.
pilots. Biometric scanning.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test.
He's Kobolit. I don't recognize that
you
alien
finished in
race.
what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
When people say top 3, what they really mean is 3rd place. I'm not first, so there's always room for improvement.
I'll, keep working then.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
Thank you.
See you on the Resolute.
Bum, bum, bum. More corridors. Is there anything else this way? Or is it literally just... No, it's just literally one passage. Yeah.
Good day, Commander.
Yo. How nice he dodged me. Alright, we got a concourse here.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Lost crewman. I can still talk to the other people.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just... Well, I'm not sure where my departure dock is. The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Ah, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me. Thanks so much, Commander.
Make sure her crew gets to where it needs to be. That's the good first officer duty, right?
Starbase 128 has 4 docks. Excuse me, have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Okay, he's right there.
Ah, there he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board. Excuse me.
You hear the Resolute's getting a new first officer?
Someone from the crew got promoted?
No, get this. They're from a different ship.
Whew. Wonder how the crew feel about that.
That makes them look desperate. Is their crew that bad?
Yeah, not a good look.
Interesting. They're gossiping. Hey, buddy. I mean, hello, sir.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
Okay.
Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble.
So he's
getting
like third in command then, right?
This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice.
First, he
From
didn't
everything
step
I've
up.
read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework?
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Dominion would be Deep Space Nine then.
The USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Out of.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
To have lost so many lives. That's a high price to pay.
Too high by any estimation. But there's nothing that can be done about it now except get back to work. And make sure it never happens again. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time. And I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you're walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Left stick. Okay, so you're playing from the perspective of multiple characters. He's our engineer.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Plasma torch. This one of these two looks like the plasma torch. But no. Coupler. That's the plasma torch. Okay, we got mini games.
is that.
Alright. The lower decks. So we get both perspectives.
I thought the thing was totally fried. Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Bum, 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 bum.
Come on!
Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than zero G. You're welcome. So clean I can see myself. And you know what?
Carter Diaz!
Fine, 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 fine. I'm helping the guy.
Good to see her fully operational again. And if she breaks, we'll just fix her. Engineering.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds.
Ah, what's the matter, Neely? Afraid of a little hard work?
A little hard work? Really? A little? 6 months of putting this ship back together is a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and here we are. Just about ready to go.
Alright. I get to meet the engineering crew, I guess.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
Well, Commander Chovak, isn't it true that if we were almost late, it categorically means that we were not late?
That is correct, Mr. Diaz.
I mean, if anything, Ed Solar and I are following the schedule to the letter.
Yes, perhaps I should adjust the schedule accordingly.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm.
Might be a bit too much
The precise
emotion
nature of these
for
disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Vulcan.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the
Trying not to talk over him.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job.
I can hear the emotion,
now, that
which one's
entails
that?
critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander
Roger that.
Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
It all comes down to us, Nelly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
You guys a pain.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem alright. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? That's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome.
You're drinking on the job.
As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Okay, let's see what goes wrong here.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa!
Good to go. See you on the other side.
Alright.
Activating magnetic souls.
Is it really a good idea to go out there in that storm? You can't, like, taxi over to a, safer area and do this?
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
It's a big ship. And that makes you wonder how much is the normal crew size. They lost 21. Oh, we're back to the bridge crew.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Alrighty. Can I snoop?
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
I've
Thank
never
you.
heard of this alien.
Feel free to make
Makes me
yourself
wonder
at
when
home.
they added it.
And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Nope.
The first mineral Captain Solano ever discovered. Always was the nostalgic type. Can't wait to plot a course myself.
Can I make a coffee?
Just a sip of something. Coffee. Perfect temperature. Don't know how they do it.
We'll never know.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained. Probably because they want to protect me. But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility.
It's your
It was
job.
my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees. As much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say, I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
Agree to disagree, that's the way.
This is your ship, and you are the captain. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever you say, goes.
That's the kind of support I'm looking for.
You get
Look,
to choose, but I'll
be
still
blunt.
tell you the truth.
We can't afford another mistake.
That's how I roll.
Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space.
Really?
Two
For
previously
babysitting
peaceful
duty?
and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggested several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
It's in the
Exactly.
way.
Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
So basically, we're being sent into the eye of a storm, more powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure.
I'm gonna end up with your ship, I
It's
see.
entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
Thank you. But I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way.
That's how these games usually go.
Let me
It's like, oh,
introduce you to the crew.
you start as second command, and then an accident happens, and you end up in charge. Do all these doors work? No, just... Okay, we got a bridge.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Good join.
What he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer.
Human.
I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
Another human.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
That's very kind of you to say. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once.
Yeah, you're
But
gonna have to
since
explain
then,
this
you've
thing
done
to
so
me.
much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done.
You really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Thanks. You can count on it.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase.
Everyone else,
commander
yeah,
to
they're
get
not
our
important.
Authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Alright, can I talk to people?
Operations. Staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship. Good thing we have Commander Ermont.
He's quartermaster, got it.
The helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
Okay.
Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily. Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude. I'll have to speak with him later.
Should be weapons?
Tactical station. Hopefully a diplomatic mission won't require we use our weapons much. But if it comes to that, we'll be ready.
Okay. The people in the back are important.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
Alright, back
The
to
storm
the
is getting
crew.
worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter. Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine.
Now, what are you complaining about? We got the best seat in the house out here. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be.
Yeah, people take for granted the little things.
Diaz to Commander Chovak.
Without them, you wouldn't function.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
It's nice to have a purpose. As someone who's unemployed because people took away my purpose.
Beginning recalibration.
Turn knows the circular indicators. I don't understand. Move tool.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
I didn't get it, to be honest.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge.
You got passed over
I know
for a
this ship inside
promotion.
and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all.
Plotting my demise already, buddy?
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
inbound. On screen.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy. Like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over.
Red alert.
Aye. Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
I'm gonna take science guy on science problem.
Which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power
But
to shields.
I'm gonna
Stand
do
by.
shields
I need
for
a
now.
head-in. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
I hit the wrong button actually, I wanted to do the other guy.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Great.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Sure.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Okay.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
You know, when you're crossing someone's path, you're supposed to do it behind. Whoa.
Are you alright?
Yeah. So took most of it. Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy delivery is down to 60%. We're almost to the regulator.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
And now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral. EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
What the? Oh no.
Get down! DS to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us. Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way
people
to...
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Chara?
Yes, sir. Disengaging the clamps.
I gave him my word.
Hammered with debris out there.
The captain made himself quite clear.
Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
What? You just said you disengage the clamps.
Captain, I have to do this. Repair crew.
I'm hoping he doesn't
This is
start
Jara
going with
Be
the
advised,
crew.
We are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining
That's a
docking.
bad
Tether yourself
idea.
and deactivate your
But she
crew
doesn't want to
from
kill her own crew on her first day.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark!
Grab my hand!
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Also, you know, the ship would have failed if they were dead. Oh no. Oops.
I got you. Petty Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Going there now.
Oh boy.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
Uh-oh.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
Not arguing. Oh. Shit. And that's the demo. Short. Gives you, I guess, an idea of what the story's going to be about. Alright. Are you going to take me back to the menu? No? Alright. There we go. Well, that is the demo. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's going to be a story-based one, obviously. I didn't see enough of it to really tell whether or not it'd be something that I'd be interested in. It alluded a little bit to, you know, potential sabotage, you know, ship dynamics. I've already pissed off the boss in the first day, but maybe gained the hearts of the crew. At the end of the day, I don't know. You gotta go with your gut, I suppose. Anyway, that's it for today's demo. Until next time.